There was blood all over my leg, all over my foot, and I was like, I'm bleeding. And I was like, oh my God, like, am I bleeding out? Am I gonna die? Am I gonna pass out? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be sharing a story time of my egg retrieval. If you are new, my name is Eileen Vincett and I'm an American expat living in Switzerland who is also going through the process of IVF following 7 pregnancy losses. My husband and I started our IVF cycle at the end of February. On Wednesday, I had my egg retrieval. So if you're watching this video getting ready for egg retrieval, I'm proof. You'll be fine. Don't worry. It's really not bad at all. Before we get started, I just want to explain what egg retrieval is if you are new to the IVF game. After you have been giving yourself injections of hormones to blow your ovaries up and make some big, gorgeous, juicy follicles with eggs, the doctor goes inside your vagina. We're big boys and big girls. And let's imagine this is your vaginal wall. They take a needle. Oh, she's got props. You're asleep during all this. They take a needle and pierce it through your vaginal wall. Ooh, that looks painful. That goes up into your ovary where they take all of the gorgeous eggs you have produced out and retrieve them, huh? Retrieval. So I had that on Wednesday.
Morning, guys. It is retrieval day. It's 7:30 a.m. I'm in Zurich and I just arrived at the hospital. Not feeling nervous, just like go in there, let's get it done. I trust modern medicine. I'm gonna be so asleep. So looking forward to a nice nap, I think. Andy's not here with me. He's dropping Patrick off at school. He's gonna get here afterwards. I need to go in, I need to go to the bathroom, and then let's do this.
So once I got to the hospital, I got a little lost, found my way up to the floor where I was going to get prepped for surgery. I totally didn't know what to expect. They were so nice when I walked in. The nurse that was there was like, here, you know, put this gown on and then just lay in the bed and relax and you'll have like an hour. Thank God I have my iPhone with me because I could be over on Instagram making just totally ridiculous, inappropriate jokes about the whole situation. If you're not following me over there, I get really goofy and really play-by-play. I'm at Eileen Vincett. Go check it out. I was in my bed and there was a woman next to me. So in Europe, it's not just a given that you are gonna have your own room like it is in the United States. So the way it was set up was there were 3 slots in the room and there were curtains kind of separating everybody.
Oh my gosh, this is my dramatic ER scene. If I don't make it, tell Johnny I loved him. I don't know who Johnny is. Anyway. I'm in my room chilling. I had somebody in here with me a second ago and it was so crazy because we're both just laying here. We had a curtain between us. Curtain. We were just laying here in silence, both waiting to have surgery. But she just went in. Good luck to her. I'm chilling in my chic hospital threads. This is hospital couture. I'm chilling for like an hour here.
I waited and then finally, after about probably 45 minutes, the nurse came in and she was like, okay, it's time to go. It's weird now to think about it. It was quick after that. It was like, she wheeled me on this bed, which is weird. If you've never had surgery and you're laying in a bed looking up and somebody's wheeling you down the hall, it was so strange. Wheeled me onto an elevator and up to the floor. And I started to get a little nervous at this point, not like overly anxious, but my main concern was, am I gonna stay asleep? That's normal, right? To be worried about that. So I had like a plan of attack that when they started giving me the Michael Jackson juice to make him go to sleep, propofol, that kind of thing, I was gonna keep my eyes as wide open as possible to kind of say to them, I'm still awake, I'm still awake, I'm still awake, because I had oxygen on my face. That's what I was thinking about on the elevator going up. Took me into this hall and this guy came up to me and he's like, Grüezi miteinander, in German. I was like, Entschuldigen, mein Deutsch ist nicht so gut, sprechen Sie English? And he was like, and how long have you lived in Switzerland? And I was like, about 1.5 years. And he's like, you should be speaking more German. He was joking. He started laughing. I think he was just trying to make me comfortable. So he started speaking English and said, I'm, you know, the anesthetist, and I'm going to be giving you your medicine. And I said to him, I was like, there's no chance I could wake up, right? And he started laughing. He was like, no, there's no chance you'll wake up during the procedure. And I said, do a lot of people ask you that? And he said, yes, the children ask me that. It was all very quick from there. I was wheeled into the room and a needle was put in my hand where he was going to administer the medication. And he said, this is the bit that's gonna hurt the most. They put me on a separate operating table with wheels, I guess. I remember in that room, there were a lot of people. There were like 8 people. So I'm looking up and there's just people running around doing all their stuff, prepping for surgery. And they put these like leg warmer things on my legs. And I was mainly focused on him because he was the guy giving me the drugs. He was so nice. He came over to me and said, I'm gonna put this over your face. It's just oxygen. And it's that clear thing that you see in movies that people get over their faces. He's like, it might smell a little strange. And he had it over my face and I was like, it smells like new furniture. What? And then he, I guess, put something in my hand and came back over and like had his hands on my face and he said, right, good night. We'll see you in a few minutes. Have a good sleep. And that's when I went into my like go mode with my plan from earlier. I kept my eyes like really wide open and kept taking deep breaths, but eyes wide open, wide open. And he's like, you're gonna start to feel dizzy, like almost like being intoxicated. Eyes wide open, eyes wide open. And it probably took from the minute he gave the medicine to knock out, probably like 25 seconds. There was no counting backwards from 10, which I thought there would be. None of that. My eyes were wide open, wide open, wide open. And then all of a sudden I was asleep. In my mind, it was like I fell asleep and I woke up. Like, there's no, you know when you sleep through the night, it's like, oh yeah, I just had a nice long sleep. There was none of that. Like in my mind, it lasted 2 seconds, when in reality, it probably lasted close to 30 minutes. So I came to and he's like, good morning, Miss Vincett. I remember all this very clearly. And I was a little disappointed almost that I wasn't really like David after dentist, drugged and saying absolutely crazy stuff. I wasn't. I kind of woke up and I was like, hi, oh, we're done already. The only wackadoo thing that I did is I insisted on speaking German with everybody. All the doctors, all the nurses in the room who are native German speakers. Susie, like beginner level German, is like, right, well, I'm fluent now too. And I'm trying to speak to them in German. In their mind, they're probably like, okay, another one of the crazies after the drugs. But so I'm chatting in German. They wheel me back out and they're ready to take me back to the room that I was in.
So I'm all done. Again, my ER thing. You guys, I woke up and I was like, hey, what's up, guys? No, like, drug-induced thing. I've been out probably 15 minutes? I feel fine. Now I've got to find out how many eggs they got. Nobody's told me so far, but I'll meet with the doctor in about an hour. So I'm having a coffee and they brought me chocolate with my coffee. Yes. Who drinks coffee after surgery? This girl. But, oh, this hand hurts. But I'm having some water too, so that's good. Haven't seen Andy yet. He's going to do his bit. And then I'll see him after. Sehr schön.
So after a few minutes, Andy arrived and I played the meanest trick on him, you guys. I could hear his voice outside the room and I had just been texting him, so he knew I was fine. But when I heard his voice outside the room, I all of a sudden in my bed went, tried to get the most drugged up look on my face, and he came in and he's like, oh, and he started whispering to the nurse that was with him. He's like, I'll just sit over here. And he goes over and he sits. And he must have known something was up because I was literally just texting with him like 30 seconds before. And he sat down and I just kind of went, hey babe. He like was so freaked out because he didn't know how I was gonna be. So I stayed in that bed for about an hour, and you guys, I don't know how it is in the States, but I had no medication after I came to. There was no pain relief, there was nothing. I could have gotten it if I wanted it, but they were like, if you don't feel a lot of pain, we'll just give you some paracetamol, which I think is Tylenol in the United States. They said we can give you some of that, but if you don't need any heavier drugs, then, and I didn't. But I will say, before we went downstairs to meet with my doctor, I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. And I stood up to go to the bathroom and I could just feel something rolling down my leg. And I looked down, you guys, it looked like a scene from Carrie. There was blood all over my leg, all over my foot. And I was like, I'm bleeding. And I was like, oh my God, like, am I bleeding out? Am I gonna die? Am I gonna pass out? And then he's like, no, it's okay. Let's just get you to the bathroom. and I went to the bathroom. We told the nurse, she's like, it's okay, it's okay. We came to find out when we went to see our doctor who did the surgery about 20 minutes later that they couldn't get my, let's go back to our diagram. They couldn't get this bit on my vaginal wall to stop bleeding. So she ended up putting a stitch in there to stitch it up, but the blood was from that. It continued bleeding. It has since stopped. After I went to the bathroom, got myself cleaned up, I put on a monster pad and I was wearing leggings. It was so not a good look, you guys, when I tell you. If I can give you some advice when you're having retrieval, don't wear leggings because you're gonna probably have to wear a pad after. You might have to. So why go with that look? I don't know why I did. We went back down to the endocrinology department. We met with my doctor who did the surgery. When she got to the door, I was really nervous because we were meeting with her to see how many eggs they had gotten. And this is now like an hour and a half after my surgery. We went in and sat down and she had a smile on her face. First of all, you guys, I gave her a high five. I was like, I'm going American up in here. Gave her a high five and I said, well done on that surgery, you did it. It's incredible that people can do that, like do surgery. Doctors are so smart. Anyway, so I gave her a high five and then I said like, so, you know, how do we do? And she had a big smile and she said, I'm so happy we got 7 eggs. Now, if you're watching this and you're like super fertile myrtle, you see these stories of people getting 27 eggs, all of that. In my case, if you've seen some of my other videos, my left ovary did not react to the hormones, my right side did, and we were expecting to get 4. So to hear that we got 7 was so huge. Andy and I almost started crying right in front of her. I didn't even think about it. Now I'm about to start crying, girl, get it together. But 7 was such a great number for us. We were so excited. So we had a little catch up with her and learned what next steps were. So now they have to get fertilized, obviously, and then they had to grow for 5 days. Next Wednesday, we'll find out how many survived to that. And then because we were doing embryo testing, they will test and freeze all the embryos until they figure out what's going on, the results of the tests. And then in about 4 weeks time, depending on my cycle, we'll do a frozen transfer. I thought we were doing a fresh transfer, but because of all the testing they're doing on the embryos, we have to wait a little longer, which is okay. So we both left on cloud 9. We were so happy with the results, so happy, over the moon. So we got home and yesterday I emailed to see how many had fertilized, and so I've just gotten an email from her and I'm gonna have a look at that now. So we had 7 eggs. She said, thank you for your email. Today we had 4 fertilized eggs, which we will let grow till day 5 so that we can do a biopsy. I will inform you again next Wednesday. So we have 4 eggs that fertilized, which I guess is good. I guess is good. We lost 3. It's more than half. That's good. Sorry, I'm trying to like big it up. It's more than half. That's good. And now they just have to survive for 5 days. From our standpoint, we always said like, if we got 2 embryos, we'd be over the moon. So if we can get 2 to survive 5 days, that would be really good for us. So I guess we'll just see. I guess we'll just see. 4's good. Again, if you're listening to that, you're like, oh my God, you lost 3. Yeah, we lost 3, but to have over half of the eggs that they retrieved from me fertilized is such great news. And we really were hoping after we got the news that we only would probably have 4 eggs. We're like, God, if we can just get 1 embryo. And now that we're starting with 4 fertilized eggs, we're really hopeful that we'll be able to get that 1 and maybe even 2. So trying not to get our hopes up, trying not to get too excited. I'm still feeling a little detached, as I said in the last video, just to protect myself, but I'm feeling much more positive than I was when she told me that they would only get 4 eggs out of my ovary. So cautiously optimistic and trying not to overthink it. And even just talking about it now, I'm getting like a little emotional because it's like, this is everything. Everything is leading up to this last part of IVF and getting the numbers and finding out what we've got and if we'll be able to do a transfer with an embryo. It's all very exciting, all very nerve-wracking. I would just want to say one thing to any women who are watching this, getting ready to start IVF or going through retrieval. Please take it from me. I'm in Europe, so it's probably a little different than the United States. I imagine you have even more medical support in terms of drugs and pain relief there. It's really fine. You're gonna get through it. It's not scary at all. Don't worry. The shots aren't that bad. None of it. I've got a few videos about the stim shots and how those went. But if you have any questions, please, please, please leave them below. I am happy to support all of the IVF mamas out there in any way that I can. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I wanna mention again, please take a look Over on Instagram, I'm at Eileen Vincett. You can keep up with all the action there. And if you like this video, don't forget to click that subscribe button and give me a little bit of a thumbs up-age. I do love a good thumbs up. I will see you guys soon. Have a great, great weekend. Take care. Bye.